Yeah, I think it has a very good chance. We all know that what the main event looks like, but when it comes to Badu and Marcus fight, I think that it's going to be a very competitive fight. It's going to be a very competitive. You got two guys who are very hungry, and there are a lot of options out there in the light heavyweight division, and it's all about the timing. This bout being on a major pay-per-view card, it gives both guys a chance to really showcase that they are the best, they want to be the best, and make a great statement out there for all the fans across the world. So I think that fight actually has a very good chance of stealing the show. I like the fact that Marcus is very confident. When you're in a big fight, you have to be. And Badu, he's just kind of just even keel. We know he comes with his workmanlike approach to every fight, and he just puts in the work, and he has a tremendous amount of experience.
What about the experience I want to talk about? He's fought so many guys in a row, champions, former champions, and now an undefeated top contender. How big of a role is that going to play in this fight, do you think?
Experience is everything in big fights, because believe it or not, when you're under those lights and there's 1,000 other things going through your mind, and you have to perform, and it's a big deal. And just being in big fights and going the distance with top guys and knowing how to break guys down, experience plays a role in any and everything you're doing in big fights.
He's got that great style. He's 35, big age. Can he possibly catch up to Badu at all?
No, he's actually, the way I kind of look at it, 35 is kind of like the new 25. And that's kind of how he fights. I like to see him in this particular fight get a little started a little quicker. They have a tremendous game plan. I think it's a competitive fight, but I think it's a fight that doesn't go the distance.
Oh, gotcha.
I remember you said, you're a Badu Jack fan, not just the guy.
Big fan, in and out the ring.
Is he your favorite fighter in boxing right now, or who is?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Him and Gervonta Davis.
In the main event, I talked to Kevin Cunningham recently, and he said that Broner's been a model athlete. He's been on time, all the practices, all his training camps. Like, we've heard some stuff before in other camps, and he says he's really motivated for this fight. What do you expect to see out of Broner in that fight against Pacquiao?
Man, I'm telling y'all, with this Manny Broner fight, this fight is going to be much more competitive than what people think it is. And say what you want about Broner, with the all the criticism that he's gotten in the past, he's deserved. And again, I mentioned that a lot of it's been self-inflicted. But when you have this kind of opportunity, which is essentially an opportunity of a lifetime, he can immediately change the course of the way his career has gone thus far with the win over Manny Pacquiao. And honestly, I think he has a very good chance to put. I'm not even gonna call it an upset. I think most people are the way most fans and the experts kind of have it. It's like a kind of 60-40. The way I just see it, it's a 50-50 fight. But I kind of favor Broner.
Do you think Broner will go into this fight taking Pacquiao lightly in any way?
Oh, absolutely not. How could he take Broner lightly? I think it could be the other way around.
I'm saying Broner taking Pacquiao lightly.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way. How you going to take?
Because Pacquiao's not the same. I mean, he's still a great fighter, but he's not.
Yes, he is a great fighter. I'm not falling for that bullshit about that. When a guy turns, it's all about his activity level. The punishment that he's taken, and if he's preserved his body, he has a very clean lifestyle. Outside the ring, Manny Pacquiao. So. He's a fresh 40, as I would say. He's not. If you're looking for the. Hey, turn that down. Oh.
What's next for Hendrick to beat?
Hold on. I couldn't finish answering this question. What was I saying?
Pacquiao's fresh 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you weren't buying the bullshit that he's on.
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. And all that about his last fight about Matisse being. I'm not buying that because if it would have been the other round, Matisse would have stopped him or dropped him or something. Then it would have been the whole tone would have been different.
What about the other side where they're saying, Freddie Roach is saying Pacquiao's got the killer instinct back. He knocked out Matisse, first one in 8 years. He thinks he's back to like the old Pacquiao.
Well,
We know Freddie likes to talk though.
yeah, Freddie does that. You can't bring back time.
Right.
That you can't do. And prior to the Matisse fight, he hadn't had a knockout in 9 years. But he's been very consistent with what he's done, in his
Knocked a lot of
fights.
guys down.
Yeah, he's been very consistent. I mean, he all of a sudden he's not going to, switch up at 40. He's a very aggressive, relentless fighter who throws a lot of punches from different angles, who has a tremendous amount of experience and who's beat a number of great fighters and who's a future Hall of Famer. And who is eager to mix it up with any and everybody. That's what Manny Pacquiao brings to the table. I think that it just comes down to the timing of the fight. When it's taking place in their careers. And Adrian, again, you say what you want. He just has to really find a way to win a fight. And this is a big fight. And I think the timing that when they're fighting and then with both guys know what's at stake. And essentially, in my own personal opinion, I think it's a must-win for both guys. Not that either one, if they take a loss, that their career is all over. I'm not remotely saying anything of that nature. But what I'm saying, I think it's a must-win for what both guys personally want to accomplish, what's left in their careers.
Leonard, just back to age for a second when it comes to fighters. Isn't it possible that even just guys like Manny and Floyd, even when they lose and stuff, they could still beat everybody else? Because Floyd said his A+ game was really the Gotti and then those last years, he wasn't really the same Floyd Mayweather. So I just want to know, isn't it possible that Pacquiao has lost his step? He's just still really good.
Well, you can't defy time. We all get when we get older, we tend to not, move the same. I can't run as fast as I used to. I can't do a whole lot of things, as good as I used to, but I can still do them effectively. And that's just, Father Time. He just catches up with you. But these guys were on such another level. You know what I mean? Those two, Manny and Floyd, was so much better than everybody else over this last decade or so that, it's like, the 3 losses that he had, they were excellent fighters, especially Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia has had a phenomenal career and will continue to have a great career. We all saw what happened in that fight, and then the Sean Porter fight, where we all saw that he gave away the earlier rounds. He came on strong at the end and he dropped Sean, which surprised everybody. And then obviously with the Madonna fight, but one thing that he's shown he has great heart. And he'll be the first to say, and he said this over and over, that he hadn't given himself the best chance to be successful. Because anytime a guy has that kind of God-given ability, and you kind of don't really make the most of it, and then people kind of, they disrespect you a lot and because of your performances or whatever. But just imagine if you were him, you got all that bottled up. I know for a fact that he's giving himself the best chance because he's in the best shape of his life. What if he wins?